guys gotta use bathrooms. That would be the first thing. Bathrooms would be in here. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Like when they start with the classification, like 200 years ago, they this place called Mirador Caminalcuyú, Central America, Guatemala, nearby Guatemala City. They call this pre-classical, all right? And the pre-classical, it's going from 300 BC up to 600 AD, more or less. Classical from the 6 to 900 AD, I mean 300 BC up to 900 AD, that would be the classical. And then from the 900 up to the 1600s, post-classical, all right? Now, you guys nowadays know that we nowadays have new technology, right? LiDAR, it's making lots of discoveries lately. And they used to think that there are like 6,500 different Mayan cities within Mexico and Central America. Nowadays, we know that it's at least triple of that, all right? And in the Mayan time, the pre-classical, what they call the pre-classical, this place called Mirador had more than 150,000 people population with roads and the structures well developed. So, in this case, there is no way this can be formative. There is no way that's just the beginning, right? They had already started much before. So, nowadays, we do not classify the ruins like that. We just call this Mayan area, okay? And in the case of Mexico, it's 5 different states. This is Campeche, Yucatan, Quintana Roo, Chiapas, and part of Tabasco. All right. So I'm telling you this because what we're going to see in the side are only small structures. Okay. Do not expect to see big temples nor big pyramids. I explain you why when we get there. But well, I was telling you this is just an intro. In this mural, they are representing some of the things that were very, very important to the Mayans. Number one, the Mayan ball game. Nowadays we know that that was not a game, but a ritual representing sun and moon traveling through the universe, right? In the case of the Chichen Itza, if you guys ever heard of Chichen Itza, nowadays considered the 7th modern wonder of the world. It's where they got the largest ball game court, right? That's the largest from all the area. And they used to play this 1 against 1, couples and teams of 7 people. Right? As you guys can see in the bottom part, it looks like somebody lost their head, right? Well, it was not just like they wanted to sacrifice people. It had to do with the way they believed the universe was formed and the gods that they were sustaining life, right? So whoever got sacrificed was not going to be the end, but the beginning of a new life. And sometimes people think it's the loser, sometimes they say that it's the winner. They said the winners because God deserves to have only the very best, all right? So the winner is the very best. Also because that was a great honor, you know, like the family will be very proud of it. And the idea that it's not the end. If I do it, I'm gonna become like a god. So if I am a god, I can do whatever I want. If I want to come back, I can do that. No matter what they say nowadays, I will be lost in that game. But well, that's just to give you an idea. In the original court, the height is about 24 feet. Ball, it's got about 3 kilos, 7 pounds more or less. And they were not allowed to grab it and throw it, but only hit it with the elbows, hips, and knees. Can you imagine trying to do that? And well, that's why they said that the first one who scored was the winner, and that would be the end of the game. Nowadays, we're not totally sure about it, but that's what they told us it would be, you know. Now, over here, they're representing the universe. Mayans always thought the universe was a giant tree supporting everything on the branches, like upper level, the heaven, and it's divided in 13 heavens. Now, number 13 for some cultures represents bad luck, right? For the Mayans, it has nothing to do with the bad luck, but with the 13 full moons we find in a year. And center of the universe, they thought it was the Earth, all right? A long time ago, we thought that the Earth is the center of the universe, and the man, it's the reason of the creation, right? Now, they thought of the earth like flat and square. They didn't know it was round. And a giant crocodile was supporting everything in the back. So if the people can walk or navigating straight ahead, they will suddenly fall into the underworld that they consider Shivalba, right? That's how they call it. And they believe that's where the life originated. And their ideas about this was past, present, future. Where we were, where we are, where we need to go in an endless cycle, all right? That idea about the endless cycle still appears when they put the altar, the Dia de Muertos. You know Dia de Muertos? It's a big tradition in Mexico that I will talk about later, all right? And now, you guys probably know Mayans were great mathematicians. The base of their numbers, 20. You know where it comes from? From our 10 fingers and 10 toes, all right? they were the first culture in America using the concept of zero, and they represent large quantities with only 3 symbols. Dot for unity, up to 4, 5 it's a dash, 2 dashes 10, 3 dashes 15, but they don't make 4 dashes for 20, but an empty conch shell. The number 20 was represented with a conch shell, that if it had the dot on the top would be 20. If it was without the dot, it's 0. The concept of 0, it's something that not many cultures got. You know, Mayas were the first one getting it, and they will come from the bottom to the top, like it's shown over there, you know. The construction techniques have not changed for the past 1,000 years. What's the difference nowadays? That we got metals, right? We got nails and we got wires. But other than that, pretty much the same. In those days, what they would do, you know this plant like agave, looks like the agave. They call it sisal, sisal. In this case, they will dehydrate the leaf and they will get rope out of it, you know, with that rope they will tie it. So that will be the difference. And most of the cases, the traditional Mayan houses are covered with some mud that gets dry, and that makes like a thermic effect. When it's cold, it keeps it warm. When it's warm, it keeps it cool inside, you know. In there, you're gonna see a representation of an altar for Dia de Muertos, one of the most important or popular festivities in Mexico. Nowadays, I like to mention, we celebrate this November 1st, November 2nd, but that's because of the Gregorian calendar, we can say. Because before, the original dates, if we were comparing Gregorian calendar with the Mayan calendar, would be like the last 3 days of July, very first 3 days of August. If you guys wonder, it was changed because Mexico was conquered by the Spaniards. When they got hit, everything they saw in the area was against their beliefs. You know, paganism, they believed, they call it, and they needed to get rid of it. So the last thing they decided to do after destroying temples and idols was to change the date. Usually when we don't understand, we destroy it, and that's what happened in those days. So they, in the Gregorian calendar, they call this All Saints Day and All Souls Day, right? In Mexico, it's called Dia de Muertos, and it's a beautiful combination of Christianity with ancient Mayan beliefs. I get a point, modern beliefs, they have become traditions that we're willing to preserve in Mexico, and depending on the area, these celebrations change big time. Just to give an idea how it works, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Cozumel Island, 100% touristic spots, 90% of our tourists from the USA. October 31st, the tradition is Halloween, right? So in this area, it's a combination of Halloween with Dia de Muertos. Central Mexico, they go to the cemeteries, they put a lot of ornamentation, thousands of yellow colored flowers in the streets, and for the past 10 years, and this is Mexico City, they have organized what they call the Walk of the Souls. Have you heard about that one? It's a parade that starts in the cemetery. They go disguised nowadays, and they have turned this more like in a Mardi Gras parade than anything. But this started thanks to Mr. James Bond. You know Mr. James Bond? You guys ever watched the movie Spectrum? After the movie came out, a lot of people thought this is a good idea. We're gonna preserve our traditions like that. Plus, we're gonna sell a little of customs. So let's organize parties for Dia de Muertos. You know. But this is just to give you an idea how traditions change through the time. Now,
Gracias, Nico. Amigos, can I have a big clap for your tour guide? Come on, yes.
thank you.
Nico, come in. Now you're mine. Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
I'm very glad to hear that. Amigos, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Mayan Cacao Company. It's time to show you how to make chocolate. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Very good. I have to take these coconuts. I place them on the metate. The metate is a grinding table, a limestone, that Mayan women used to have to prepare the food. The flowers, the spices, the medicines, and of course, chocolate. Every time you see something like this, remember the tradition in a beautiful way, because a metate passed from generation to generation. And of course, good recipes. The Mayans, they didn't have any milk or sugar, but they got many plants. And from those plants, they add three important ingredients. The first one is pepper. This kind of pepper is not spicy. It's a natural enhancer of a fruital sensation. Then we got the cinnamon. I need 1 and 2 spoons. Then we have anato or achiote. And yes, the question is, what is that, right? I guess you feel familiar with the name paprika. Yes, the idea of the condiment is the red color. The red color symbolizes the life, the vitality, the connection to the Mayan gods pleased them. But at the end, the condiment doesn't affect the flavor or the aroma, just the color. And well, I continue. Familiar, I can mix in this a little bit more, and after a few seconds, the powder is ready. The next step is hot water, and normally I mix it so I can have a chocolate beverage. Something like that was given to the royalty, special ceremonies, a wedding, a funeral, a sacrifice. But come on, everybody knows that. I want to tell you more. Do you want to know more?
Yes.
Pure cocoa was given to the warriors, they drink it, so they have the energy to be fighting for one day. If they get injured, they can take the cocoa powder or the liquid chocolate to heal their wounds like an antiseptic. Mayan women used to have this like a body lotion, and the women that were pregnant, they put that on their bellies for no stretch marks. You know the commercial name, cocoa butter. A pure cocoa is a pure medicine. In the past, when you got a sore throat, a headache, or fever, what do? You drink pure cocoa. The pure cocoa, like that, is full of caffeine, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, more than 50 good elements. Every time somebody says, Angel, what is good quality chocolate? The answer is dark chocolate. That's the one. And well, it's time to show you the complete recipe. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Few years later, Spanish conquerors came. They tried the chocolate, they didn't like it, it was bitter. So they decided to add, by the first time, sugar. Then we add a little bit of honey, la miel. And then we add pure vanilla. Is that correct to say, vanilla? Okay, uno y dos. And now, I need only a few seconds to show you how easy it is to make the chocolate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got a pre-Hispanic chocolate. Thank you very much. Familia, amigos, that was the same chocolate that you try on the spoons. Something grainy, crunch, crispy, different sensations. Do you like it? And we make it like that so you can notice every single ingredient from the table. Remember that sometimes less is more. And before you go, 3 more things to say. In the store, we have more than 12 different flavors of chocolate bars. Before you buy any of them, you can try samples, as many samples as you want. If you feel like drinking something cool and different, like any place in the Caribbean, we got a bar. So we can offer today chocolate margaritas, chocolate piñas coladas, martinis, mojitos. Remember that you are on vacation, and guess what? You're not driving. Well, as a final thing to say, if you really enjoy the place, the chocolate, the information, and if you truly believe that we do a good job, honestly, any kind of gratuity or tip will be very welcome. Keep in mind that this is not mandatory, but it's always a great support for our families. Highly appreciated. And my friends, amigos, I just want to say one more time, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for being here today. Keep enjoying your vacation. God bless you, and Happy New Year. We open the doors. 1, 2, 3. Open sesame. Bueno, ¿él viene con el grupo? ¿Es viene atrás?
Sí.
Yep, I got that.
No.
Hmm?
No, pero pregúntale.
Sí viene, Nico.
Déjalo pasar, déjalo, ya estuvo.
Gracias.
Por la cosita que trae.
There, to the right of the door. I think he's already all the way down.
Don't make it surface. If you wonder, water comes from that. I mean, we get a very big freshwater aquifer, and it's all from the rain. 50 inches of rain. When it rains too heavy, hot, pour water like that. They crack the limestone. So if you guys wonder where did they get the water from this area, well, if we see that hole over there, if we go to the right hand side, we go deeper. That is the water source. You know, it was important to be nearby the water source because they had to break the stone, right? And well, once they got the blocks of rocks, depending what they wanted for, sometimes they shape them perfectly square, perfectly round. To put it together, they develop mortar. In this case, it's sand. Right? Mind you, step. It's the base of their diet, and probably sea turtle eggs and meat were also part of their diet. They were able to do some fishing and also hunting. The rest of this was brought from the mainland. In most of the cases, they traveled in this island by using canoes. Can you imagine yourself nowadays being out there in a canoe? You're looking for a flat land, you're at the sea level, and you got no GPS? Well, they were very good navigators, and there is a lot of evidence that they brought merchandise from places as far as Central America and even from the center of Mexico, only by using canoes. I've been asked if this is part of the original route. It is not. I'm gonna show you the original one over there. Please follow me. It was representing they were passing from one world to another world. Like when the baby is ready to born, it's got to go through the birth channel, kind of the same idea. And that idea appears again when they pass away. When they pass away, once more, they didn't think it was the end, but the beginning of a new life. And that's where this tradition, Dia de Muertos, comes from. You know, from the idea that it's not the end, but a new life. And every year, for 5 days, the people who pass away were granted the permission to come back and share the table with us. So we gotta do our very best, welcome them. That way, next year they wanna do it again. You know? After we're gonna have some time to walk around and take pictures together.
He's a monster.
El Palacio, the palace, has nothing to do with the palace. You know, it's just got several of those columns, and most of the cases, columns like that were made in order to have a bigger inner space, just like the one over there. So they had to prove their skills in hunting, fishing. They had to prove their skills in the war as well. You know, in that side, the name of the structure is osario. You know what osario means? Boneyard. More than 22 skeletons there. They say it was more like a pile of bones. According to the archaeologists, those probably were victims of the smallpox outbreak the Spaniards brought with them. And there, they call it las columnas, but they found 6 burials at the entrance. If you guys realize there was a little square area, they found the skeleton. Imagine how smart they were. Now, for the past 20 years, they came out with this in this area. What I'm going to show you is a piece of obsidian, and they realized that somehow, it was about 20 years ago that they realized, that by polishing this, they were able to see through it. And let's take advantage of the sun that's out there. If you guys have never seen the sun, you can come and check it out. It's a good solar filter. Just one eye on it.
Yo, let's do that light.